Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.
Joining Switch Sport, head coach of Kidderminster Harriers women's team, Harry O'Neill. Harry, thank you for speaking to me today. How was your Christmas and your New Year?
It wasn't too bad, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's the wonderful world of women's football keeps you really busy. Obviously, with all the training and football and games at the weekend, so it's good to get a little bit of a break. I spent a bit of time in Prague actually just before Christmas. It was really wonderful experience actually. So and then spent a bit of time with family as well. So it's kind of all the important bits really, to rest, recharge, see the people that you don't always see in the weeks, and yeah, it was really good actually. Thank you.
It was an enjoyable time, and of course, how did you spend it with the team and the players, the coaches? Did you do much work there for Kiddy Harriers in that time?
We've got the guys obviously in the gym. We've got them working. The Dion and Neve, our physio, managed to get some workout routines set for them as well. So keep them on our toes, obviously, as much as we can. We obviously took the opportunity then to kind of reassess ourselves a little bit, look at obviously bits and bobs, I suppose, especially for the upcoming fixtures as well. So for us, it was a chance to kind of take a bit of a step back, and for the guys, obviously, ultimately to enjoy themselves, but also do the work behind the scenes really, and have a good Christmas, but don't overindulge, and obviously just make sure that they're kind of ready and raring to go as I suppose the business end of the season kicks off very soon.
And Kidderminster Harriers announced a new signing last week as well, Seanna McCann, wealth of experience, formerly of the Tier 3 Stourbridge side of last season, along with Stoke City and Leafield Athletic before then. What are you hoping that she'll bring to your side in the second half of this season?
Experience is the obvious one. Obviously, somebody's playing in and around the level for numerous years now, as you mentioned, for various different clubs. So that always comes in handy. Especially if you find yourself in, if you're on a losing run, or you're suddenly lacking in goals, or you find yourself in situations you've not necessarily been in before. If you've got players that have experienced this level, ultimately, time and time again, they help you pull through those kind of situations. So Sean will bring wealth of experience that can really benefit not just us as staff, but also the guys around them and the players around us. So that'd be really useful for us. She's quite an aggressive footballer, which is something we've probably lacked really across the board. Going into some games where we're almost a bit too nice sometimes. I'll be honest, Johnny. We put good challenges in, good tackles in, but sometimes not the nitty gritty that kind of win you the ball and win yourself higher up the pitch and kind of create those opportunities from up there. So she brings bags of experience, bags of aggression, positive aggression in those ways, and look, she's a forward, so undoubtedly bring us some more goals as well, which we desperately need.
The Northampton game on Sunday just gone was postponed, a really important away game. Can you take any positives away from it being postponed at all?
January's a really important month for us, to be honest, John. We've kind of looked at it, and that was the target area for us, that we get to January, and this is kind of where our season really kicks off. Sutton coming up, Stourbridge another one as well, Notts County, all the teams kind of in and around our level, and also then Lincoln probably right at the back end of that going into February. So it was a time really where we kind of wanted to play them. However, weather being the weather, and the UK British weather being the way it is, it's pushed it back. But it's okay. It kind of gives us a chance, I guess, to keep reassessing our options, make sure the prep's correct, and ultimately, we are ready and raring to go. We're looking to try and get the rhythm going, and we're about due some rhythm really with the way our season's gone so far. So on to the next one really. Obviously, we'll reapproach Sutton this week, providing weather's okay, and we'll see how we go from there.
And the season so far, played well at times, but maybe not picked up as many points as you would have liked. Do we just have to remember that this has been such a transition over the last 9 months or so?
I think so. But ultimately, in the long run, you can get to the end of the season. If you end up in a position where you don't want to be, then people won't put it as transition. People won't see it that way. So I think for us, it has been a transition, especially over the summer, and I think it will continue to be. Fairly recently with players coming and going, but I think now's about time we need to pick up some rhythm, pick up a bit of a gallop in terms of picking up results, scoring in the right areas, and turning these like okay to good performances into points. I think there's been times this season really where we've probably not played that well and got through. We look at certain games in the FA Cup, for example, where we've got through on penalties, and they're actually the results that we've done better in, considering the games that we've played well in. So we've got to try and find the formula that connects the both. Can we turn these really good 60 to 70 minute performances into 1-0 wins, into 2-0 wins, or ultimately scoring more goals as well? And that's something that we've kind of lacked in recent weeks. So if we can get consistency with that and get ourselves into a bit of a rhythm and routine, we've got full confidence in we've got full confidence in the players that we'll definitely have a really, really strong second half of the season.
What do you think you need to do to just tip those fine margins into your favour?
It's putting the ball in the back of the net, John. I think we've played so well in so many games and, come out losers or we've dropped points, or actually when we defended really well and then just not really exploited in the right time, or not really found those areas and been a bit brave actually, and had a bit, pull the trigger a little bit more, maybe even from outside the box. I think of some of the goals back in when we beat Lincoln a few months ago, 2 of them come from outside the box. We've just pulled the trigger a little bit more and we've been a little bit braver. So I think for us, it's the kind of just be brave and exploit those areas a little bit more. And almost when we've defended really well in games, we've played really well in those games. It's about going up the other end and punishing opposition teams as well. We work hard in the week. We try and find areas each week to try and exploit, and just about doing those things a little bit more and turning ultimately these 0-0s at half times or 1-0 downs at half times that we end up going to lose into actually we're 1-0 up at the break here. So even as a worst case scenario, you still pick up a point and you draw the game. So it's for us, it's trying to be a bit more on the front foot, exploiting those opposition areas a little bit more, with more than capable forwards and more than capable players that, even from midfield and back in defence that can go and get some goals. So it's putting goals in, scoring goals as much as we can, and then hopefully coming out with more results.
And as you mentioned earlier, Sutton Coldfield coming up, a huge game, the only team that you haven't played so far this season as well. 3 points between you both. If you win, you go above them on goal difference. How's the preparation for that game?
Yeah, it's been good. It's something we've obviously looked at probably a few months ago now, as the game's already been postponed once before. So we did a bit of prep previously. Harry's managed to get some stability with his team. He's built something quite good there. The Sutton's a really nice club anyways. He's backed in terms of facility, but they're doing kind of well steadily. They're getting the points that they need to as well. And for us, I think it'll be a really great contest. It's something that we've looked at, and we're going to keep continuing to do the hard work. Obviously, we're training this week as well, and then ultimately it's about trying to get those results on the day. So we're excited, really excited to kind of get back into playing the teams in and around us. Really, you mentioned how close it is in points. Before Christmas we were playing the top 3, top 4, one after the other really. So it would be nice to kind of have a bit more of a dogfight, a bit more of a contest that that we want to be involved in. And Sutton are a good side, as I've mentioned, but we want to try and prove that we can be the better one on the day.
And Sutton Coldfield have got 2 goal scorers who've scored 9 goals between them so far this season. Chloe Dan came through Stourbridge pathway when you were there, and also Rhea Henry. Do you have what it takes to stop those players on Sunday?
I've been a big fan of Rhea Henry for most of the season, to be honest. I did mention to the staff, and when we're looking at kind of footage, I really like the way she plays as a forward. I think she's one of them all-round forwards that's strong, can hold the ball, but also has a quick turn of pace to go and score and finish as well. So been a big fan of Rhea's work. I think it's something we've looked at, in terms of how to kind of stop and counter those areas. But you're absolutely right. It's not just one player. I think Chloe Dan's been exceptional since he's been there. It's a young player that's been given the chance to thrive. And I think if you can give young players the chance to kind of go and excel and be free at this level, they can really take it upon themselves and take ownership and ultimately go and get results for you as well, which, Chloe Dan's done really well for this season with Sutton. So, they both bring different threats. One's a lot more direct and forward thinking and runs in behind. The other one holds the ball up. So that offers 2 different challenges for defenders. It's something we've looked at. It's something obviously we're going to prepare for. But ultimately, they're definitely really, really good, solid players. And it's good to see them doing well. It's good to see them thriving. And obviously, we want to try and replicate that with our players as well.
And 2 more games were on the horizon. County Cup game on the 18th of January against Kingfisher Devs, followed by a league game on the 25th of January, Stourbridge Football Club. But there has been an update on the County Cup game. Do you just want to fill us in on that one, and also your thoughts on the County Cup as well?
Yeah, we had a walkover victory against Kingfisher Devs. I think we got told probably just before Christmas. I think. Look, the County Cup, it's a piece of silverware at the end of the day. And being the current champions of it, obviously we are going to want to try and hold that as much as we can. And it's going to take a lot of moving miracles really to try and for us to go win a division this year. So it'd be more a case of actually it's been a really good opportunity for us to pick up silverware. Certainly not something that's going to be pushed to one side. And I think when the draws come out and the games come through, it'd be something we definitely keep one eye on and look forward to. Be a chance to build confidence as well, because it's a little bit of a different breed compared to what the league is. You might face somebody in either a different league or our old friends Worcester down the road as well that will always be in contention. So it'll bring its good games. It'll bring something that we can really take an opportunity to. And ultimately silverware is what we're after. We want to try and obviously pick that up, and we've got a lot of winners in the team, a lot of natural winners and a lot of previous winners as well, so it'd be really good to kind of get an extra piece of silverware, and I think that will genuinely translate into a real boost of confidence when it comes to picking up league form as well.
And then, of course, Stourbridge the week after. This is the third time that you've now faced your former club in the past 15 months or so. Is it fair to say that those distractions have now gone and it's just all about getting results on the day?
Yeah, so look, John, ultimately, they're going to be very, very different games and different distractions compared to where they were, beforehand. I think when we played them the very first time last season, it was very much, you're facing your old club and your old, some of the old players and all the drama that followed with it. And the game itself brought drama to pick up a result as well. The game this season, going back to the War Memorial for myself, for Andy, for some of the players as well, was, playing against former staff and some other former players. That was also the drama that come with it, but we went there and got a result, and didn't necessarily play that well on the day, but got what we needed to do. And I think that's really going back to one of your questions earlier, what we need to do more often, where even when we're not playing well, still pick up these results. It'll bring a different drama again, when we play them, because ultimately we're playing a team that's in and around us, and I think that's a different drama and distraction, as it is. We're going to have to prep the same way that we do. We're going to have to be really consistent with the way that we look at things and make sure that, we treat Stourbridge with as much respect as they should have probably got at the start of the season from everybody, really, that actually that they're here to fight and they're here to kind of scrap for points as well as us. So it'll be a good contest. It's something that we obviously we're keeping one eye on as well, but Sutton is first, Sutton's the priority, and we'll hopefully get a result there, which will boost our chances then going into Stourbridge as well.
Thank you, Harry. And finally, just an update on your squad going into 2026. Are you able to discuss any absentees due to maybe injuries or suspensions, and also any targets or potential signings?
Yeah, we've still got a couple of players out that are from long-term sickness, really. I think a notable one's been Al McGovern. She's been away for a couple of months now, really. She unfortunately had a bit of pneumonia, actually, by the sounds of what she was, her parents and that were saying. So it's been unfortunate. It's been, these kind of big key players that have been played such a pivotal part to our season last year have unfortunately not been able to feature as much as we want to. We've had some minor injury problems then before Christmas, that certain players are away for certain games and so on. So again, it's just consistency, John, that we're looking for now. Consistency with players that we've got here, and we need to try and build a bit of a rhythm with the team that we've got and the players that have stuck around. Obviously we've had some incomings and outgoings, really, for all sorts of different reasons. So we've got to trust the guys that we've got, the guys that have stuck around, the ones that have stuck around during tough results. Actually, it wasn't been a tough month, so he's looking to try and work with them as much as we can, and hopefully if we can keep building that consistency, keep trusting the players, it gives them the confidence to actually go and shine and represent Kidderminster Harriers in a way that they're here to stick around, they're here to stay, and they're here to play, but more importantly, they're here to get results as well.
Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.